think that's working. I gotta move this. So the plan for today is to try to do everything I meant to do yesterday, but not mess up. The good news is this one I thought I had messed up, but I didn't trim too thin. What the issue was is that the clay was too wet. I realize now that this is actually the thickness I'm probably going for. So that's good that I didn't mess it up. So I need to find all my trimming tools. So these are all the tools I think I want. That's a needle tool. I don't think I'm going to need that. All right. All right, so let me think. I'm going to trim a little bit off the edge here, but mainly attack from this bump up. Yeah. And I spent time. Ooh, I need a towel. I spent like 40 minutes conditioning my clay. 40 minutes. And this is such a wonky piece. I don't even think there is a centered for it. Who knows? Who knows? Poor internet. Mm. Hi, Tyler. What do you like? Pottery? You like pottery? You like uncentered wonky pots? Because that's kind of what I got here. It was like semi-centered. And now it's not at all. Hello, Kayla. Your art, I love it. Thank you, Kayla. It's all experiment. I have an experiment, Kayla. Kayla, are you a real person? I'm one of those people that believes the internet's dead. Aziz says hello. I do. I believe the internet is dead and it's all filled with bots. And the chances of talking to a real person are low. Just like the chance of me finding a spot, this pot's not going to be wonky. Not as good as it's going to get. Charlie says hi. Charlie. What's that from? Unicorn? Charlie. Something about unicorns. Old internet meme. This thing's terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. That's why I'm trimming it first. Come on. Stick. You stuck? I'm gonna pretend that you are stuck. Aziz, I unfortunately only speak English. It's lame of me, I know. I always wanted to be a cool bilingual person. I tried really hard with Spanish. I got kind of far, but you gotta practice. If you don't practice, you lose it. Use it or lose it, right? I'm gonna remember not to go past that ledge. Right there's where I need to go. Aziz, don't apologize. I don't believe people should apologize unless they cause harm. And thus having a language barrier doesn't cause harm. My father's wife, she's bilingual. And she's like always apologizing for her English. I'm like, Jenny, stop apologizing for your English. You're bilingual. Like, make an effort. You speak 2 languages. And 2 very, very different languages, too. She speaks Bahasa. Bahasa? Yeah. So... And I have a hard time seeing that name. JM Clay says hi. Aziz says goodbye. So if anyone's curious, what I'm working on is a gift for my mother for her birthday. And I'm trying a bunch of things that I've never tried before, which is never a good idea when you're facing a deadline. But here we are. That is what I have done. And I cannot undo it now. Well, I mean, I guess I could scrap the whole project. How long have I been doing ceramics? I have been doing ceramics. I started in September of 2023. Yes. So not quite 2 years. I did take a wheel class. I took like a 6-week class in, I think, 2021 or 2022. It was like a year or 2 before I got my wheel. And I really loved it. And I was like, oh, I want to do this all the time. But we promptly moved. Actually, we moved before I even finished the class. So I had to like drive down to go finish it to a place where there was no studio. So I could not continue my clay. And then some stuff happened in my life. And I was like, I need something for me. I need some therapy, art therapy or something. So I broke down and I bought my own wheel. Even though I had no way to throw. Or not throw, but to fire anything. And so for about a year, I just threw and reclaimed my clay and threw and reclaimed my clay. And then in July, we moved to a place where I could join a studio again. So now I'm able to throw, and now I'm able to fire my work. But I'm pretty selective. I don't sell my stuff. I'm just learning. So I'm pretty selective when I actually fire things. I'm going to regret doing this, what I'm doing right now. But that's okay. And I have been working on this project for my mother now for 21 hours. Mid-fire, yes. Counted up the hours I've been putting into this. And the idea for this, I'll show you, is it's a play on Russian dolls. So I threw some closed forms, and inside these closed forms will sit my little lady statue. And this little lady statue will also have something inside of her. But I threw my lady statues, and that was my first lady statue, and I decided I didn't like her. But she's the only one that fits in my globes. So now I have to rethrow my lady statues. This was probably one of my better lady statues, but she broke. So she has to go into the bucket. So, yes, mid-fire. The clay that I got right now is, thank you, Kentucky Brown Bear? Yeah, Kentucky Mudworks Brown Bear, and it's kind of new to me. Before I worked with Laguna B-Mix with Grog, and then also Standard Clay Company, brown clay with Grog, which I really liked that one. And my favorite thing to make, I would say plant pots. I like making pots for plants. I like things that are functional, because I figure, like, you know, someone can always use a plant pot, like always, like as long as it's got a hole in it, right? So that's why I make a lot of plant pots. Plus, when my mom used to always want plant pots. When she was younger, she was really into plants. She's not so much now. She can't take care of them anymore. So anyway, so for her birthday, every year, my sister and I would make her a pot. Now, not out of clay. This is before we were into clay, so we would buy pots and decorate them, or do different things to get creative. I think this is it for this. Yeah. And so that's also why I like making plant pots. I'm going to keep this here. Oh, and I forgot to tell you too, the plan for this is that I'll eventually carve these. Not in this triangle shape, something more interesting than this triangle shape. This was just my prototype. So you can see through to the lady inside, hopefully. Hopefully, and I don't break it. So now I have to carve this base down so it fits, I think. Will I? I actually don't know if I will. Maybe just a little bit. So, do you do clay? Clay? Actually, I'm just going to center the bottom first. Sculptural mugs. Very cool. I have never made a mug. I have made a cup. I made one cup. I think probably the favorite thing I've made so far is my Deku scrub pots. I don't know if you're like into like video games, but I'll show you, because I love it. So this is one. So from Ocarina of Time, and then also I think Majora's Mask too. So the idea is that these will hang on my fence. I'll plant a plant in there. It's got a little drain hole in the bottom, and also like a hole, well, not the bottom. Drain hole's there, is the bottom. But I also have like holes here in case it needs to be strung up. I'm pretty proud of those. Those were fun. Yeah, I've never made a mug.
Can I make a Hello Kitty mug or a vase or a cup?
Can I? Probably. I think I can do it. The part of it I haven't done is what intimidates me is handles. But I just recently learned how to do double-walled vessels, so I think I'm gonna make myself some tea mugs. I'm a tea drinker, not a coffee drinker. Um, that are double-walled, and then I don't have to worry about the handle. Ooh, a little soft, buddy. Gotta be careful with that.
Let me see. Oh, like Fatima, you want to see if I can make one now. I am actually working on a gift for my mom right now, so I have to finish that. Um,
Yeah, I understand what you were getting at now. Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't even think I'm not like. I'm not trying to be entertaining here. This is. I do this all for my own record. So much doesn't get fired. So much just ends up in the slop bucket. That I record myself and I stream because that's the easiest way to get my videos uploaded without having to put in a lot of effort. And plus, sometimes people come by and say hi, and that's nice. I like that. This is not my best one. And Clay said, like black tea. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I like good Earl Grey is always nice. I got fancy and bought some Chinese tea recently, and what's it called? Duck shit tea? Sorry for the curse word, but that's what it's called. Oh my god, it was delicious. It was an oolong.
Loved it.
So yeah, I think it's kind of funny that I'm a potter and I don't have a mug of my own. I made a cup, and I gotta fix. I've done enough to realize that I gotta work on it a little bit more. There's just a lot to everything to this. I don't. I want to call it a hobby because some people have it as a job, but craft, I guess, and then even craft's not appropriate because some people are straight up artists. But there's a lot to pottery. It's not just like get on the wheel and, well, funny enough, part of it is like just get on the wheel and see what happens. But to make something nice takes a lot of planning. Even when you see these production potters that are just like spitting stuff out, it took a lot to get there. Like I said, this project I will probably be 22 hours or 23 hours in by the end of this stream for one item. So it takes a long time to figure stuff out.
I will definitely tell my mom that you said hi, Fatima.
And it's totally okay to get off my life. I do not take offense. I would do this if no one was watching, and sometimes no one is watching. think it's important to do that, man. It's like, you don't have to do stuff for the likes. It's like a relatively new idea, but like it's like dominating everything. I mean, I guess it's not that new. I mean, a lot of people are always like looking for attention and things like that, like acknowledgement and recognition, you know, but like, I don't know. I think just going out and having a good time and enjoying what you're doing is more important. Forgot to mark where I'm gonna trim this foot. That's okay. That's okay. Just make sure this is stuck. Make sure it's stuck. Fine, just trim. Oh, if I do it like that, I can see a little bit better. Nice. So I will finish trimming this one, and then I will trim the other one up a little bit, and then I will try to rethrow my lady statues for the gazillionth time. How old am I? That's a very personal question. Very personal. I am probably older than you may think I am, but I am 41 years old. I was born in the 80s. I remember before YouTube. I remember that before the internet. '88, 8B, butterfly emoji. Oh, Jam Clay, I see. They are also old. It really depends. Old is like from where you're standing, you know? Like, if you're under 35, 40 sounds really old. But if you're 65, 40 sounds young. I would say getting older is weird, but it's not bad. Like, I don't know why everyone acts like it's like the worst thing in the world. you know, like wrinkles and gray hair and stuff like that. I mean, I do know why. It's because we put too much focus on appearance in our society, but I don't know. Honestly, the only thing about getting older is aches and pains. Oh, and this glasses thing, man. Not being able to breathe stuff, like, I had no idea. I always thought, like, my parents, when I was a kid, were, like, exaggerating. They'd be like, oh, bring your young eyes over here. You know, read this for me. And I'm like, you guys are just being silly. You can read that. No. No, they couldn't. Now I understand. And it's weird, like, I'm at the point where it's not, like, for real yet. It's just, like, kind of happening. So sometimes I can see and sometimes I can't see. That's also why I gotta, like, lean down to see. I'm like, Oh, yeah, I can't really see the number. It's weird. I think most people, like, it looks like there's a lot of people watching, but I don't think it's, like, real people. I think it's bots. I think it's bots or, like, view farms. Like, I really don't think it's real people. Because, I mean, like, this is not interesting. You can't see anything what's going on. I firmly believe the internet is dead. Like, it's like in the beginning of the stream, someone hopped on, they're like, I like your art. I'm like, thanks. I'm always nice, just in case it is a person, and I'm nice to bots and AI and stuff like that, because, you know, you never know. And I also believe in, like, just sending out good energy. But, I don't make art. I just make, I mean, like, honestly, I don't know how much I've actually shown that I've made on my channel. Usually it's just a record of my throws, so I can go back and see what I did wrong and things like that, kind of troubleshoot. And then also for a record, when I'm like, what did I do again? Oh, that's what I did. So. That's why I do this. It's so much fun. It's like, what? There's 50 some odd people. Like, if you're a real person, like, make a sign, click a button, like a little emoji or something. Because if they're real people, I would think a certain percent would, like, at least click the button, even if it's just a small percent. So, dead internet theory. Give me a sec. Holy cow, man. Pollen is terrible today. Terrible. So, JB Clay, right? JM Clay, if you're still there. Oh, yeah, right, you're still there. How long have you been doing pottery? Two years? Oh, cool. And what do your sculptural mugs look like? Do you have a channel? Like if I looked you up, could I see your stuff? Slug mugs? Cool. I'll subscribe to you and check it out. Like so like slugs, like legit slugs, like slimy slugs. That is awesome. I'm definitely gonna check out your mugs, man. That's so cool. How'd you end up on slugs? Slimy slugs on pots. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go with a little bit sharper instrument, try to take a little more off and then stop before I trim through the bottom. The girl I worked with made slugs and thought it would be cool to put her slugs on my mugs. Plus, it's really fun to say slug mug. I think any day that I drank out of my slug mug would be a good day. You know, like I need to cheer up today. Give me my slug mug. That's the mug I need for today. I have two mugs. I have two mugs that I drink out of. And they're both the same. And I've had them for like 15 years. I'm guessing on that. It's probably way more than that. Anytime I give a year estimate over a decade, you should probably just add 5 years. But some new critter I was trying to hear. Okay. Dude, I'll totally buy a slug mug from you. It's funny, I started off with 4 mugs in that set. And now I'm down to 2, and I need to hurry up and make some before I'm completely out. But I'll just buy yours, and you'll always be my backup. Well, actually probably be my primary, because, you know, it'll be a slug mug. Gotta love that slug mug. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's there. I'll probably take a little more off here, but I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna force it. And then tomorrow I'll probably do the carving, because I think it's still a little soft. Now this is my heavy beast. The bottom's okay-ish. I'll probably use a little bit more taken off, but I already trimmed the foot. Oh, I forgot the lady was in there. All right, if you're doing make to order, can you make the slug the handle? Is that possible? Not a hidden slug in the bottom. You're gonna take up prime coffee, or not coffee, but tea space. And colors, man, do your favorite mix. Like whatever your favorite combo is. Right. This one. When did you get less flat? This one I just need to take pretty much a lot off everywhere. So how did you get into pottery? Like, what got you started?
Oh, it's always the handle. Well, that's the best way to put the slug. Sabrina says, and Sabrina's full of life. That's wonderful, Sabrina. Hi.
She loves what I'm doing. How do I do it? Sabrina, are you a real person? That seems to be something a bot would ask. I'm sorry if you're not a bot. I just have suspicions. How do I do it? This is pottery, and I put clay on the wheel, and I shape it into shapes. Sometimes those shapes are round, sometimes they are not. Ideally, they would be round. Never got the hang of tap centering. I've like watched a gazillion videos. I'm just gonna center this, the bottom. I'm gonna center the bottom. Let the top just be. Yeah, there's just like a bit that's just off there. Good enough.
Hello, Sabrina. Oh, you are a real person, Sabrina. Oh, cool. Super excited. And JM, your clay got you, your husband got into it? That's awesome. It's a good husband right there.
Well, Sabrina, I'm sorry I called you a bot. I'm wrong. See, I need to just keep my negative thoughts to my own head. And JM, that's, again, awesome that your husband got you into it. My husband is also supportive of my clay because I'm always happier. It just makes me happy. So nuts. Sabrina, don't apologize for being a kid, and I will not apologize for being an adult. Here. Yeah, my husband and I, he is also the behind the scenes person, which is funny. We have a business, we make video games. We make games for the Game Boy Advance, and he's a really good developer. Like, he's a really good programmer, and he's got a lot of knowledge, but he's an incredible introvert. And it's funny because I stream on our business channel. I do the pixel art for the games. So I stream when I do pixel art. And anytime he's in the chat, you know, because we have people from our Discord that'll hop over and hang out. And they all start talking like developer, like code and stuff. And and plus the few videos he has done always get like the most views. And I'm like, come on, dude, I need you. I gotta get you out there a little bit more. But it's not his thing, so I don't force him. But, shameless plug, if you do like Game Boy Advance games, go on my bio and there's a link to our channel, our business page. Oh my god, you're so lucky. What am I gonna do with you? Thanks. It's always nice to hear people. You know, we live pretty secluded lives, and there aren't too many gamers in our life, so they're like, why are you making a game that looks like that? And I'm like, well, because it's for the Game Boy Advance, and it doesn't have the same capabilities as, you know, modern systems and the Game Boy. And they're like, well, why are you doing that? And I'm like, well, because it's cool. No, the real story is we were both burnt out at life, and we wanted to do something for fun, just for the hell of it. And he's like, why don't we make a Game Boy or make a game together? And I said, yeah, I bet I could learn to do pixel art, because I had never done any kind of art before. This was even before I got into clay. And this is where I also got a little bitter on YouTube channels. It's like, oh, pixel art's so easy. No, it's not, man. Pixel art is hard. It is hard, especially when you start trying to fit restrictions of an old system. And then you've got restrictions on color, you've got restrictions on resolution and size, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, but I'm happy. It was a lot more of a challenge than I thought. Totally happy the way it came out. And so we decided to continue making games. In fact, we just got told if you're in the Milwaukee area, we'll be at Midwest Gaming Classic, a conference. It'll be our first conference. Hawking our wares. Oh, that's nice, Sabrina. You're gonna go live too? What do you do? Are kids able to go live? Is that safe? Because there's a lot of not nice people out there. Well, listen, Sabrina, man, I think the whole famous YouTuber thing is overrated. Because, I don't know. You can have a lot of views to make any kind of significant money. And so majority of the people that we see out there aren't really making a lot of money. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea to go out and do something for the idea. And this, I'm not saying this is what you're trying to do, but be like, oh, I'm going to be, I want to do it for the likes or whatever. Because it's just a bad way to judge your own value. I mean, I think what we teach kids these days is, live for yourself, do things that make you happy, be kind and considerate to other people, of course, but, that's what we kind of say. Oh, do you like it? Then that's all that matters. Well, why don't we apply that to, like, our videos and stuff, too? Like, something shouldn't need a bunch of likes to be awesome. I had someone come in here one time and you're like, you're a nobody, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, trying to be ugly. And I was like, dude, like, you're not offending me. Like, I don't know. I wish we would get away from this. Again, it goes to the same thing, too, of, like, just placing value in weird places. Like, because someone's rich, they're successful. To me, I would judge success based off of how happy you are and satisfied you are in life. And I kind of feel like there's a lot of successful, like, quote, unquote, whatever, successful people that I don't think they are happy. Because they're still, like, chasing the money and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. So, Sabrina, if you end up, like, deciding to do this, just do something that makes you happy, and that, like, when you go back in the videos, like, it cracks you up. And, like, base your success and your joy off of that. Definitely not how many people look or watch or react to your videos. And don't compare yourself to other people, because comparison is a soul killer. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. Sabrina, you can do whatever you want to do, girl. Like, that is up to you. I need to be careful with this one. This is my best one, and I don't want to mess it up.
was nice, Sabrina.
I will definitely check out your channel. I think we're almost there. That's a long time to have a channel. That's pretty cool. You should keep it up. Because when you're my age, it'll be fun to go back and look at. That's the reason to do a channel, I would say. Be able to, like, look back at your life. Oh, really more could come off. I just don't think I'm going to do it, though. I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to keep it as is. Just so I have something. Okay. So, move my little these aside so I don't break them. So, my goal now is to throw more of these that will fit inside these. So yeah, they can't be any bigger than that. So I will take my handy dandy crusty measuring stick. Fat end goes on the bottom. Can't be taller than this. Right, we want to stay under the green thing. All right. Oh, thank you, Sabrina. Yeah, so that's part of the idea. The lady statue goes inside. I will eventually do cutouts on those domes so you can see through it. And then the lady statue will have another piece that will be inside. So it's a play on Russian dolls. And I need to get my little mug that I use to scoop water. So give me 2 seconds. Take all my trimming tools, set them aside, because I do not need them. This or this. I could use that. And that's it. Move this somewhere else. And let me get boards to place my little ladies on. Oof. I'm gonna wipe these down so they don't leave messages or messes. And I will move my pots, my little globes, so they don't get messed up. So the clay I'm working with today is the same clay I messed up with last time. And I worked it for like 40 minutes. And I've got 5 balls of clay. They're all about 3/4 pounds. And only 3 of the 5 got to a consistency that I actually liked. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know what's going on with that clay. It's reclaim that it over dried some, but like usually like if I just mix in some like wet clay, it works. But man, it's not working. I need to put my trimmings in the slot bucket. So, yeah, this is more of the exciting part, but I'm not working with small bits of clay is not fun. It's harder than working with larger bits. So I tend to struggle centering small bits like this. So if you're curious, these are drip pans. No, splash pans. Drip pans are for cooking. That's why I will never do a educational channel. All right. Swap over there. Trim tool side. All right, bye, Sabrina. Have a good day. Very hard not to breathe in that dust. That in there. Where's our wooden thread? Oh, I know where it is. That's not a good spot for it. And that's how you lose things. All right. I want stuff a little bit less clay covered.
And Sabrina said more nice things. Starcha? Sloucha? Has an emoji? Big heart emoji, I believe.
Okay. Sip of water and get started. Okay, so the goal is to make this shape, but this size. Okay. Sabrina was very nice. Well, it's nice to still see you here, Sabrina. Hey, Denny. I'm sorry for not saying hi last time you were on here. I don't know what happened with the chat. It got like frozen for me, so I didn't know people were saying anything. But I was pretty frustrated too, so. This is my first throw, so we'll see how it goes. It's the same clay. I just, I worked it a little bit more. It's still a little iffy, man.
Let's see. Kazim's got cool emojis.
Hi, Sabrina. Unless you're saying hi to the other people. That's where I'm at. I don't know why I'm showing you. All right. That opened up really nice. You know, if I was clever, I would have measured the bottoms of the globes. But a little bit more.
$24?
Kazim, I am in the state of Georgia in the United States. And Denny, today it is in the mid-70s. It's actually, it's about shorts weather. I actually think I brought this in a little too much. Maybe we'll just squeeze it in a little bit. Yeah. $24 in March. That's just not right. No one should live like that. But just wait. Wait, and I'm only like a few months away from it being 90 degrees. Or just not be enough clay now. Ugh. Cold and windy's not pleasant. Yeah, but again, I've got 70-degree weather now, but in July and August, it'll be like 105 with like 100% humidity. So Everything's a trade-off. Everything has a cost. I don't have high hopes for this one. There's a weak spot. I think I might need to aim for a more narrow base. Kind of see it too, where it's at. Thanks, Denny. I'm not a lefty. This is just mirrored. No, my sister's the lefty. I am completely broken on my left side. I have no idea how to use it. All right, so we're gonna say that's the skirt. This will be where the waist is. So we're gonna go this way. And you do such tiny little space. Gotta do her neck. That's her neck. And we'll make her bust go out a little bit. Just go out a little bit more. Okay. How tall is she? She's not too tall. Good. She could actually be a little bit taller if I wanted it. We're not going to push it though. No, I always wanted to be a lefty. My sister was a lefty. Or is a lefty. She's still around. And my nephew's a lefty. And I got a wheel that can spin both ways so she could throw with me. But she doesn't really gonna be a pain to trim because she's all over the place, but that's okay. We're not gonna stress over it. I'm gonna give her a little bit more of a waist. Like, to make this, try to fix something that's lopsided. I don't know. I'm not going to stress over it. She's my first. She's my lopsy.
Kazim, thank you for wishing me a lot of success. It's a nice thing to do. We're just gonna gonna call it to say that's good enough. She is wonky. I'd say the clay's almost too soft now. It went from being too hard to soft. Okay. My wonky lady. Lady down. This gives me hope. This gives me hope. There she is. She's not the best, but she is a lady. Nah. I don't think so. Denny, this is my theory. I was telling somebody else this earlier. I think a good portion of the views or whatever I get are like bots and view farms. conspiracy theory trying to turn everybody into wanting to be YouTubers. That's what I think. Thank you. She's all right. My one concern is that one thing I learned from the other ladies is that I need to make a really long waist, so that she has a waist, because what happens is where I put the chopstick in and I push in, that becomes the little flange or whatever that thing is called, and so I can easily lose the waist. So this lady, she has the better waist. When I originally made her waist was like super long. See? So that's where I need to improve. Yeah, man. Bots. The internet is dead, man. I don't know, man. Just, it's different these days. I don't understand. It used to just be fun. Now it's like a business. Everything's a business, though. Like, I got family members, when are you going to sell your pottery? I'm like, I don't want to sell my pottery. I just want to make stuff. I want to make what I want to make. And if you sell it, you got to make it make sense. You know? Cost-wise or whatever, which I don't think I'd ever be able to do. So, for example, the statue, I'll probably have a good 30 hours into. I think to make money, you find something that you like making, and then you just make a crap ton of them. And I'd rather just experiment, you know? Like, instead of getting really good at making one thing, I'd rather have experience of making 200 things. This is one of the pieces that's not so great. I mean, like, I can see the attraction in selling, especially, like, when you start having pieces, like, you know, stack up. I think what I'm going to do, though, with all my extra pieces is just, like, have a garage sale and sell them in a garage sale or something, if they're anything worth it. Or I don't know, I give a lot of stuff away. I'm trying to be even more selective about what I what I fire. But the downside is that, like, I'm not getting any glazing experience. Which, you know, that's another skill. That's a thing, you know, you don't just slop it on and it turn out great. So I see the attraction and like, you know, plus, you know, it's not, as far as like hobbies go, it doesn't have to be expensive, but it can be expensive. So I could see where it'd be nice if it paid for itself. See, it's like, I don't feel like it's super attached there. I should probably just like let it go, but I'm gonna keep trying. But I think also I would feel differently about selling, like, you know, my job right now is making games. You know, my husband and I have the GBA business. And so I don't mind that, you know, I'm not looking for an escape from that or an alternative to that. But maybe if I was still in a job I didn't care for. Yeah, I can definitely, that whole thing, what do you do with all these pieces? I have a stack. That's why I kind of stopped, like, started being a little bit more selective, because I have a stack over there, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. I'm giving them away. I don't think they're good enough to sell, and I don't really want to, like, I just don't want to go there right now. But this is what I call birthday season. So everyone's birthdays are right now. So I've got a backlog of birthday gifts to make. So that'll be where all my efforts are. And then after that, I want to make my own mugs, my drinking vessels. This one's too soft. This is like goldy blocks of freaking clay. Yesterday was too hard. Today's too soft. I also want to make some more hanging pot plants. Wait, sorry, not pot plants. Plant pots. Looking forward. You should, when weather gets nice, I want to see the stuff that you're making. I like the idea of being an artist and just like making things that make you happy. This stuff is just gross, man. It is just not nice. Like, I can see where there's like a hard bit right there, right in the center. So maybe if I go up one more time, it'll come out. I want to know what happens like to the clay when it's on the wheel. I'm sure someone's done this where they like put like a colored piece of clay like right in the middle, so you can kind of see how the clay gets distributed. I know I've seen people do it with wedging. I like that idea, simple but eye-catching. A minimalist design. That's how I'll make our dishes like minimalist. But like plant pots and things like that I like to make. I like them. I like it loud. It's funny, all my gifts that I made for Christmas, they were all very loud, decorated, which isn't something I would do for myself. But I'm like, here, family, here's this basically tie-dyed looking bowl. This is just a terrible piece of clay. We're getting like air bubbles everywhere. I'm just gonna go for it. I'll just knock it off center, so not right now. I knew there's somebody who's done it, so I gotta just find it. I just gotta Google it. I think it would help me understand, like, better ways to troubleshoot clay. This is like 3/4 of a pound, so it's like a really stupid amount to work with. I thought about trying to throw these ladies off the hump, but I was like, don't throw any more new skills in there, you know? You know, I'm right there with you. Like, this clay comes out the most beautiful espresso color. It looks so good burnished, too. I mean, I'm going to glaze it for this project because that's what my mom likes, but the inside will still be the original color. And, yeah. I mean, I haven't personally fired anything of it yet because I'm not doing great with it, but the studio where I got it, she's got a bunch of pieces fired, and it just looks so good. I think it also depends on the clay body though, because like I have I'm gonna do this one more time. Maybe I'm overworking it, but that's okay. Standard Clay Company number 226. It's a brown clay. I really like working with it, but the color comes out like almost pink. It's not my favorite. Layla? Maybe? I don't know if I'm not looking at you specifically. Mainly it's the chat that I'm trying to look at. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I don't know. I made some bells I was testing out. That's another thing I would need to go back and finish that project. I wanted to make some like wind chimes. And those I left naked. And it's that standard clay, and I still kind of like it. But yeah, there's something about the texture too of bare clay that's been fired. I don't know, man. It's just nice. You're off center because you're a little piece of clay. That's not friendly. One hand, maybe? Just one hand? There we go. Now we're centered. I don't think we're centered anymore, but whatever. Definitely not centered anymore. Yeah, the closest clay company to me is about 2 hours, 2.5, 2 hours probably away, 2.5 maybe. Depends on traffic. You gotta go. I have to drive through Atlanta. Um, but so the local studio will sell clay, but she marks it up, which I understand why. It makes sense. But I've met a couple of other potters, so I'm hoping I'm gonna make a run one day to the clay store, and I'm gonna ask them, hey, do you guys need anything? And then maybe we could work out some kind of deal where any of us go, we just ask the other one if they need anything, and then we can all run errands for each other. But the studio where I go to, she just got gifted a bunch of clay, or I don't know if she bought it or she gifted. A local potter was retiring, and she got a bunch of clay that was dried out. So I got 75 pounds from her for free. She just gave it to me, which was awesome. And included 25 pounds of porcelain, which I've never worked on with before. So I'm kind of excited about that. I have a feeling I'm not going to like it. But it would still be nice to throw our dishes out of porcelain. It would be a co-op. Yeah, maybe I'll start a potter's co-op. And Dream is porcelain? Yeah. Well, this is like a low fire porcelain, so I don't know if it's like real porcelain. But I worked with a B mix once before, and everyone was like raving about it. And B mix is like mixed with porcelain. It's like a stoneware mixed with porcelain. Is that correct? I got that in my head somewhere. And I didn't like. I don't know. It took some getting used to. It was like a weird, almost like a slimy feeling. It'll be interesting. But I have to rehydrate it. Let's see. Let's do this. My clay dream that I would love to work with one day is terracotta. All right, so the plan here is I'm gonna pull this in, and I'm going to try to remember that I want to try to push that skirt out after. So let's
pushing in, pushing in, pushing in. Pushing in. Okay. Because I want to make a lot of like plant pots, yard work art, stuff like that, but that's a high fire clay. And I just don't have access to a high fire kiln. But the woman that owns the studio, she got a kiln. She says that she should be able to fire to a cone 10 with this kiln, but she's got to get used to it first. I should have gotten the water out of that before I... Getting twisty. Alright. So that's her waist. Maybe we'll try to make it more pronounced. And then her head's gonna be a little wonky, but that's okay. This will be her neck. If her head is tilted, that's okay, it kind of works. We need to push out her bust. Oh no! Oh well. See, it just looks like chewed up. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, terracotta, man. Terracotta. I mean, I don't have any experience with it. I don't know what it's like. I know it's messy. But yeah, so that base was about right. Just the clay is just weird, man. Just weird. So that's not bad. My pottery dream is to one day make big pots, big plant pots. So my goal this summer is going to be able to like increase the weight that I throw. Iman! Hello. Well, this looks like a terrible one too. This doesn't even feel good. It's never a good sign. I need to, honestly, this needs to be a little bit drier. I think I may have gone over the top with conditioning this clay.
We'll take care of the goats, Denny. Thank you, Amon, for the nice emojis. I'm feeling this is not going to go any better than the last. Compress, 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 compress. This can't be much fun to watch because my hands cover everything because this thing is so small. Friendly emojis. Friendly emojis are welcome. This clay is terrible. Like you can hear the air bubbles popping. But it's my fault. I can't blame the clay. It's my fault. That's my cardinal friend somewhere. Bye, Iman. Bye. Bye.
Needle tool. That's not my needle tool. That's my needle tool. Okay. Need something better than you. I'll take you. Ooh, not like that though. I'm doing a good job of cleaning my tools. Oh, bye. I have to think a second. All right, so I need to pull in. I need a waist. I think for the next one, I'm going to try to remember to do, when I pull up, to pull inwards, and I think that would help
this whole situation. And I think I'm going to save her waist for last. I think I'm going to do her head and her torso and then do her waist. I don't know what happens, man. The head always gets lopsided. I think Pottery Demon mentioned something about this. And how to avoid that. And I don't remember. Denny's back! Do the goats care that the wind is blowing? Now I'm going to do the waist. More of a waist. Ooh, get lopsided. Come on, waisty waist. They do, the goats. Goats are babies? That makes me happy. One of my earliest memories is being over at my house in Texas, and they always had animals. Like, they raised steer and did barrel racing and all sorts of cool stuff. And we went over there, and I was probably, maybe like 5. I don't know how old. But they put me on their goat Missy to ride. All right, we're gonna call that the waist. Let's bring the neck in a little bit.
not gonna mess with that anymore. We're just gonna say that is her head. We're happy with her head. Aw, poor things. You have to snow blow patches in the yard. That's funny. Are they like normal sized goats, or are those like those fainting goats? Oh my god, so they're like little bitty goats? That's adorable. What's that? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell. I think it's like a brown bird looking brown bird. I mean, like, I kind of want to have chickens, but we can't have them. We live in city limits. But and part of me doesn't either. We used to raise ducks when I was young, growing up. Every Easter we would go get some ducks, and we had a little pond in the backyard, and we did this from the time I was maybe like 4. Oh, I can't remember. I can't forget this part. Baby goats. Oh, what does that say underneath? I can't. Oh, that bird? Yes, it is a loud bird because he's sitting. Well, he was sitting right there. I thought you were talking about ducks were loud, and yes, ducks are nasty. But we would get them every year, and every year they would die, one way or the other, and to the point we started calling them our sacrificial Easter ducks, which is sad. But like one year a fox got them, and like every year we would try to improve the situation for the ducks. But like one year some teenagers killed him. Like I had one, we named him after my parents' grandparents. And we had like a bunch of ducks, and eventually one grandparent duck died, grandmother died, so then we transferred the name, and her name was Lena, and she was a Peking duck, and we had her the longest, and then like some teenagers killed her. It was always just something. It was always something. So eventually, like after I was like 15 or 16, I was like, please let's not do the ducks anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I can't let any more ducks die. But it was cool though, like when they were alive, we had some diving ducks, and we would swim in this pond. It was like a mini pond, like somewhere between a pond and a lake. But it was probably closer. It was a large pond, I would say. We called it the lake, though. But we would swim in it, and we'd go swimming, and these ducks would come hang out with us. Like we had like an inner tube out there, and the ducks would jump up and get on the inner tube. And that was always really cool.
So this one is a little bit better, I would say. I never checked the height though, so that's dangerous. But yeah, you know, looking pretty good. I don't remember, I was told this later. My grandparents were with us when we started this duck tradition, my mom's parents, and they were visiting us, and we went and got ducks, and then the duck I picked out, I guess in the middle of the night, it had somehow gotten underneath the water thing, the water feeder, and gotten crushed. Because ducks are chaotic and they have no sense. And so my grandparents ran out before I woke up to go get me another duck that looked the same. Well, I mean, like, they all look the same, you know, they're just like little ducks. But I found out about that like as an adult, and I was like, oh, it's like, that was like the first year we had ducks. Little did they know I would get, oh, terrible, very accustomed to dying ducks. Yeah, we only had a couple batches like survive more than a year. It was always sad. One year, one of our neighbors shot one, like, because it was in their yard. It's like, why would you shoot the duck, man? It was eating my grass. I'm like, it's just a duck. I think they were just in a bad mood. I started at 4, so it's like 6. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. I think they had some unhappiness in their lives. That's why I always try to have compassion for mean people, because, like, something made them mean. Usually, sometimes people are just born bad, but I think most people, I like to give them the benefit of the doubt. Something happened to them to make them mean, or, you know, and sometimes that same neighbor was also nice to me a lot too, you know, so sometimes people just have bad days and make bad decisions, or not so nice decisions. Dear. It's going. I'm doing better. I got 2 ladies down. And I've got like 1 more throw after this. Yeah. So I should be done by 7, I think. What time is it? You just wake up?
No, I've been up.
Have a new bird friend. I don't know. I couldn't tell, like, you know, I don't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see it, but it had a different little song. It looked like it was like one of those little ones. I want to say it was yellow, but I'm sure that's just the light playing with my eyeballs.
I've heard roosters are really mean. I had some friends growing up, and they had a bunch of animals too. And they had a turkey that it didn't have its bottom beak. And it was so mean. It would chase me around. I was terrified of that thing.
Talking to me or talking to them?
Talking to them. You can participate too if you'd like. All right, dear. Yeah, I know you grew up with chickens.
Keep the other chicken too. Oh, holy crap, that's a big hole.
He's been having fun in there. So funny story about my husband. He was raised with chickens, but they like ate them. And his dad would go and like to butcher the chicken, he'd wring its neck and then have like a hatchet or whatever. But he didn't want his son to see that part, so he would like flick it off. And so Sean grew up thinking that whenever chickens died, their heads just exploded off. Because, you know, little kids and make up logic. Our ducks were just for fun. We never ate our ducks. But you have to have a rooster to have chickens, right? Because you need it to get the eggs. That's how it works. Like, they want a rooster around to lay eggs. Hey, Jam, it's back. Your mom was born mean. My mom was nice. She got a mean streak because her mama was mean. But oh, so Dennis Jam Clay there does clay, and they make slug bugs. Which is the catchiest thing ever. I'll cut it one more time. So I can't have eggs. I can't have chickens without the rooster. Good. Because I hear roosters are mean. I had a friend that raised chickens, and he was always talking about how his rooster was a jerk. And it would chase his children. Or the rooster was a he. See, I can feel how there's like parts in this clay it's not conditioned right. Like I can feel that chunk being pushed up. Hello, Lemire. Leminar. I apologize to anybody I say their name wrong. I really can't read it. I'm struggling. This is 3/4 of a pound, and it is such a pain. Right, well, we're just gonna hope for the best.
So Jim, if you're still there, there are numbered and dated as you. Oh, the slug mugs. What's your favorite clay to work with? And what are your clay dreams? B-mix. B-mix is James' favorite. Yeah, I have some B-mix. I'm like kind of iffy on it. I like the way the color that this particular B-mix turns when it's fired, but as far as like the feeling when it throws, it's not my favorite. But I did get used to it. Felt like a little slimy. Really? Like speckled clay? You don't like throwing speckled clay like anything with, well, I guess speckled clay always grog clay? Is that what causes the speckles? I mean, I had speckled clay, but it was groggy speckled clay. So I don't know if all of it is. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to do a little llama pool with a little bit more water on my hands. It's like throwing with sandpaper. I think like first clays I worked with were like super groggy, so I got used to it. So now when it's not super groggy, I'm like, this is like slimy. But it's not really slimy, it's just smooth. Like this has got no grog in it. All right, I'm gonna remember to pull inwards this time. Ooh, 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 really aggressive there, a little too aggressive. Make sure I show you my ladies. My ladies turned out pretty good, JM Clay. So far. Like, they turned out better than yesterday, which I don't think you were here yesterday. Adil Game says, hello. No, wait, no, I'm sorry. You say, hola. Cool, cool. I haven't seen JM's work yet. Now y'all are making me really curious. Denny says it's awesome or interesting. slug mugs. There was this old game. Gem, I don't remember. I think you said you were old enough to remember. Do you remember? You said, excuse me, you were old enough to remember before the internet. I don't know if you were into games, but did you ever play Commander Keen? They had the baddie in theirs was a slug. And I think it's Commander Keen 4. They have like this big slug statue. Man, I love that game. Rotary dial telephones. I remember rotary dial telephones. I also remember someone being able to pick up your phone call at any point. They were in the same house. And eavesdrop. Someone else, I saw it on, I think it was on Reddit or something. Someone was talking about kids don't understand today, like, if you wanted to talk to your friends, you had to call their house and speak to their parents. And I remember there was one parent, I don't remember who it was. It was one of my friend's parents. If you did not have proper telephone manners, you couldn't talk to their kid. So you had to be like, I had to go and call and say, you know, hi, Miss So-and-so. This is Casey. May I please speak with so-and-so? And if you didn't do that, they would say something catty to you. And be like, I don't know who this is. No, you can't talk to my kid, even if they knew who you were. What does that have? Proper telephone manners. I wonder who that was. I didn't have a lot of friends, so. Gonna yeah, no bicycle helmets. No bicycle helmets. Payphones. Payphones are also. I think just having the sensation of like Not being home, well, not even that. Not being home was a reason for someone not to be able to get a hold of you. If you left the house, you were like, you were free. Okay. Like being late for curfew and knowing that you didn't have to deal with it until you got home. Ooh, that was violent. Alright, and I'm going to leave the neck as is like that right now, and I'll probably just carve it in some rather than to keep pushing it in because I don't want to lose that space for the thing that's going to go on the inside. Okay. Hello, Kara. Yeah. Also, there was no like find your phone or like tracking, so like it was possible to do things like when I was in high school, we would drive to Panama City without my mom knowing during like all the spring breaks because like Panama City was the place to be. There was no cell phone tracking. All right. Just put in her wasty waist. I mean her phalange. Just got a little extra clay there. I gotta. Oh no! We got a whole situation right there. Oh! Dang it. We're just gonna like smooth that over and pretend like it didn't happen. That's cool. Dude, I did the exact same thing yesterday. Oh god, now I just like scratched her. Trying to fix it. Smooth it over. And then
as I'm just gonna leave it. I can smooth that out. You know, no. And she did not leave it. She kept messing with it. Alright, anyways, now we're gonna leave it. What am I making? Says ADD game? Is that what should ADD game? Thanks, Dennis. Denny! I'm gonna keep, it's gonna take me a while. I am making little lady statues for a gift from my mother. So these are my little ladies. And where you see that little waist, that is actually where they are going to come apart. And I've got like a little, here we go, example. So this is a gift from my mother. This is one I made before, but she's too tall. And the reason why she's too tall is because I have these other pieces that I threw where she'll sit inside. So this piece will sit inside this big dome, this globe thing, and each piece has something inside. So that's the idea. And the globe, this is my little prototype, will have cutouts so you can see the lady inside, except the cutouts will be more interesting than little triangles. So that is what I'm making. All right, last one. I'm feeling optimistic, man. Feeling optimistic. Yesterday I was very discouraged, and I was very worried that I was not going to get this project done, but now I kind of feel like maybe I will, because those globes are almost done. Okay. It's a little wet clay. Oh, give me a second. Oh. Do I make other pots for flowers? Yes, I do. In fact, I have one back here. I made this little Deku scrub pot. I made 3 of these. And so the idea is this one can hang on a wall. Or actually, it's gonna hang on my fence. I also have it so it can hang. I've got holes that you can like hang it from. And you plant the plant in there. It's got the little drain hole down there. And it's a little Deku scrub, see? Like if you like Zelda. Pretty happy with those. Flower pots are probably like my favorite thing to make. And I say that because it's pretty much the only thing I've made. My idea is like, oh, while I learn to throw, like people always need plant people always need plots. And so I figured, you know, even if I wasn't making something good enough to like, I don't know, like people use anything for a plant pot. So I could give those away. This is not sealed. Thank you. One of the things I want to make is all the masks. I want to make plant pots that hang on the fence, like my little Deku scrub there. But they're going to be all the masks from Majora's Mask.
I have a very, very long list of things I want to make. This clay may be a fail. I can feel it not in great spots. Sliding around. I'm gonna go faster and see if that fixes it. It's not gonna fix it. One of the things what I like to make, I want to make our dishes. So I want to make a set of dishes, so plates, bowls. I want to make myself some tea mugs. I want to make a bird bath. I want to make a bird house. I want to make a chess set. I want to make a water flute. Water whistle. That's what it is. Pottery Demon's making water whistles right now, which I'm like, those look cool. I want to make an ocarina. I want to make a lamp. Denny, I'm working on the clay. Yes, I'm trying to. I have to let the clay know I'm in charge. Woo! Clay may be in charge right now. Clay's in charge right now. Working on it. Feel where it's disconnected. Oh no! Oh well. 3 out of 5 is not bad, right? Okay. Thank you, Sister Show. They are my mamas. Yeah, they are my mamas. They run in the family. Very strong genes. A lot of my cousins have a version of them. They come from our granddad. So, all right. So, game plan now is I feel really good about what I got done. Tomorrow I will begin carving the domes. I'll have to like draw on the pots first to come up with the carving idea, and then Well, I have the ideas, in fact. I've come up with like a couple different textures looking things. I don't know if you can see that. That's like one. That's another. These are different ideas of, and the dark part, like the pencil part, is what would be the clay. And the idea is that the dome is supposed to look like water. So my little lady is like standing in the rain. And if that doesn't work out, I'll just abandon it and just make a more traditional Russian nesting doll. But I'm pretty optimistic that it's gonna work. I did a little sample. Thank you. A deal game. Now I can see it. So anyway, yeah, so the idea is, next plan is to carve those, draw those out, draw the designs out, then carve them. And then I also have one more dome that I need to trim. So that will be something. And after that, it'll be time to fire. Oh, no. Actually, I'll have to trim the ladies. And then I still gotta make the piece. Crap, I just remember this. I gotta make the piece that goes inside the ladies. That's gonna be something. And then I'll be done. And then I'm gonna try to squeeze out something for my sister and possibly for my niece too. Because all of them have birthdays coming up. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for everybody who came by and said hi and said nice things. It is a lot of work. Thank you, Denny. I'm anxious to see the finished product too. Hopefully it happens. I feel better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday I was like really not happy. So hopefully it comes out. This is actually the first time I've come up with like a concept myself, I guess, and tried to execute it. I mean, I did the double-walled ice cream bowls for my family for Christmas, but I mean, there's like tutorials everywhere on how to do those bowls. This was like something all new. So, and I've put a lot of hours into it. So I was at like 20 hours and 45 minutes before I sat down today. And I'm almost at like 2 hours and 45 minutes. So this will probably be a 30-hour project by the end of it. And I'm probably still underestimating because carving is going to be a lot more tedious than I know. I've learned enough about pottery to know, and I know enough about myself that I am terrible at estimating it. So, alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go figure out dinner and put everything away. So anyway, yeah. Thanks. Danny, you have a good night too. Sister show, the tattoo artist is Kandace Layne. It's Kandace with a K and Layne with a Y. So Kandacelayne. She's in Atlanta. She's amazing. And she specializes in like henna style. She'll draw right on you and come up with a design right there. So anyways, side talk. I'm gonna go. Yeah, so everyone, thank you for coming and saying nice things. Hope everyone's having a good day. Bye, y'all.